last one for today, I do believe. I don't plan on going anywhere after these morning runs of having to go in and do things and crap. I just realized that I forgot to go in and get something. I don't want to have to go back. Oh, but it is something that I need. Damn it. Don't you hate it when that happens? You go in and it's one thing. One thing. Maybe I'll see if this store has it. Sometimes stores overlap in what they carry. We'll see. A post that I did a while back was talking about taking on the physical body. You know, you're trying to physically get better. And everybody was talking about, weights and running and all of this stuff. And I piped in with the, y'all, that is so backwards. It is. God bless the people who actually can just get up one day and go, I'm going to get healthy, and physically just go do it. I have a feeling that is not the vast majority of people, that more people are like me than not. If your head is not on straight, you can't take on the body. If your mental ability is doing mental gymnastics, your emotions are totally out of control, your spirituality is all over the place, and even if you have those straight, and I use this as an example, my head was straight, my spirituality was straight, my emotions were straight, but they weren't aligned inside of me. They were trying to go in different directions. My mind wanted to go in one direction. My spirituality wanted to go in another direction. My emotions were just staying put and going, the two of you fight it out. I'm done with both of you. So it was just not good. And there is a program that I found where it doesn't change you. It helps align you. And I have not changed one of my beliefs in any way, shape, or form. I have not changed what I think about things. I haven't changed anything of significance. What I have done is I have aligned everything. So my mind, my spirit, and my emotions are now in alignment with what it is that I want to do. It's taken a little bit to figure out how I want to do it. But the direction I wanted to go and why I needed to go in that direction and what has been holding me back from going in those directions and all of that is what this helped me find out. And I will put more information at the end of the video about this company. It's this one. You do not have to go with this. I would highly recommend them. I love them to death. I know the owners. I've been to their house. And they do it for the express purpose of making people better. And they walk you through how to make yourself better. I'm not listening to their version of things. They literally teach you how to dig in and find yourself. Not that I didn't know who I was. Like I said, I have known who I was for a really long time. I have been very aware of who I am. Did not have the words, didn't have the vocabulary, didn't have the diagnosis, but I knew who I was. I've known for a long time. But when you're not in alignment and you don't understand why you do certain things, why is it that I always do this? Remember those patterns I talked about? Sometimes it's not therapy. You don't need therapy. You need somebody to like crack open your head and give you a step-by-step, this is how you look and figure it out. And this is how you dig into it. And this is how you dig into it. And this is how you find it. So what it did, it has allowed me to align. If yoga does that, if Tai Chi does that, if your spirituality in church does that, whatever it is that helps you get aligned to where your mind, your emotions, and your spirit are all, we're now all heading in the same direction, then you can take on the physical body. Because the physical body is really, really, really strong. We like eating, we like sleeping, we like sex, we like things that are instant and now and make us feel good temporarily. The body is really bad at long-term stuff. That's where your mental, I'm going to get up every morning and do this because it is good for my body, while your body is going, no, I don't like that. I want to get up early. And you constantly have to fight over that. If you are not stronger than your body, which a lot of people aren't, the body runs a lot of our lives, and it has run mine in the past. And it's run everybody's in the past. And you just have to get to the point where you're like, nope, no, this is what I want to do, and you are mine, and you're going to do what I say. So that alignment of those things is what gives you the strength to then go, all right, now this is what I want to do. And because I am in alignment within myself, I am agreeing with myself. My mind is agreeing with my emotions, is agreeing with my spirit, and we are all going in the same direction. That's what's needed for a lot of us before we can hit the physical. And however it is that you find it, however it is that you do it, you do need to have something outside of yourself showing you the steps. You do the steps on your own. You do the work on your own. But this isn't necessarily something that we can do on do by ourselves without at least some kind of guidance. And there's a lot of guidance out there. And whatever works for you, fabulous. I happen to know that this particular place, there's all kinds of people. All kinds of people from all walks of life have gone through this and just those who stick with it have done amazing things. The video that I just did, which was like actually a couple of weeks ago, I have like 30 videos and trying to get them all up and which ones to do first has been a little paralyzing, but I figured it out. I'm just going to put a whole bunch of them up and then sprinkle them all over social media. And then as I do more, put them up like twice a week. Anyway, so the information that I was talking about was a company called Entre, run and owned by Jeff and Jacqueline Lerner. And they have both done a ton of things in other spheres and have been very successful in what they do. And the whole concept of Entre is entrepreneurship, hence the name. But what he found out in running and owning multiple businesses over a lot of years is that there are other things that come into play: personal, physical, professional, and then you have to have a purpose. Like if there's no point, if there's no purpose to what you're doing, you're going to burn out. You may make money, but it'll all come crashing down. This is coming from him. This is not coming from me. And so he created Entre years ago and then redid it year and a half ago. So like not this March, April, but the previous March, April is when I tripped over one of his ads. And what I started out with was vastly different. And it has changed. And his whole thing is, in order to be an entrepreneur, you need to find all of these other pieces. You need to have your physical, you need to have your personal, you need to have your professional, you need to have your purpose. And so a lot of the stuff that he does, and especially the in-person things, are about that alignment that I was talking about. I will have the link in the comments, or in the description, or in the bio, wherever this happens to land. And there will be a quiz that is going to take you to what kind of entrepreneur you are best suited for. Because there's a lot of different kinds of companies and businesses that you can own, that you can do. And it's not an absolute. So like my quiz had me very high on a lot of stuff, real estate involved, which I understand how to do it. I am fully capable of doing it. It looks easy to me, but I have no intention of doing so right now because the amount of time it would take isn't going to work. I'm a teacher. I have a schedule. I can't just jump and go and do the things that are necessary. I have to have something that works around my schedule. And so e-commerce with Ryan Moran is what I'm doing. It's the 1%. And that is the system between Jeff's system and Ryan's system. I've kind of married the two together in a way that feels right for me. It all started with this DNA quiz. It's called the Entrepreneur DNA. And that quiz starts you on the entrepreneur part, joining Entre and becoming a part of it, and especially doing the in-person activities, conferences. Doing that in-person stuff is what helps do that alignment. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. And it can be difficult to do. I'm not going to lie. I have met people along the way who have not progressed because it does really take the openness of, I want to change, but then actually doing the work and allowing the work to happen. Like I said, there is nothing that changed anything about who I am, nothing that changed any of my ideas, my ideals, my beliefs, my standards, my morals, my religion. Nothing changed any of that. It simply allowed a clearing of confusion and a clearing of why I do things the way that I do. And it led to finding the right people for my diagnosis and finding that out and giving the information. And it all just, it opened doors that would not have been open otherwise. So, Entre, Jeff and Jacqueline Lerner. Life Design is the name of the platform now, owned by the company Entre. And it's just absolutely amazing. So the links are there. I'll have a link to their, all of the stuff and all of the questions that you might need to ask. And on a like a really personal note, Jacqueline more so because she's just like the huggy lovey. I mean, Jeff is too, but Jacqueline is like running up to you huggy lovey, and Jeff is like, hey, come here. So Jacqueline first, then Jeff were the first people who really loved the entire weird me and were not put off by it and were not scared by it and were not intimidated by it and thought that everything was just amazing. And let us help you get aligned in your purpose, because you know who you are, but there's a lot of stuff. And it was the first time that I not only felt seen, but that I'm okay the way that I am. And I don't need to change for people. I just need to change for me, and I need to work for me. And it was a revelation. And I can't recommend it enough. And even if you only do one thing and that's it, that's sometimes all that it takes. But it is an amazing program. Life Designed by Entre, Jeff and Jacqueline Lerner.